My group gave, let me start who I am. My name is AnnickMagac. I am the author of Clear, How to Simplify Your Life and Live More Fearlessly. I'm also a coach and a motivational speaker. And this evening, I went to a Toastmasters meeting. I'm the president of my chapter, my local chapter. And we had this woman who gave a great speech about, actually about buses. She was speaking on a topic that she's very familiar with, and one that she will probably give in front of different people and probably a lot of public people and decision makers and government officials. So she gave this speech. And one thing is that this woman is highly qualified. She's smart, she's intelligent, she has great presence. One problem, and I think that you'll have to tell me if you guys can relate to this or not. She's soft-spoken. Now, in normal life, that is not necessarily a bad trait because you are who you are. When we go into corporate or we go into public circumstances, being soft-spoken can actually be a detriment, because what ends up happening is you, and especially as a woman, so I'm going to speak to a lot of my women out here, is that men oftentimes can be taken as being authoritative just as they are, or have a more commanding space. Okay. Now, a woman who may be extremely intelligent, if she comes across as being soft-spoken, there is immediately a judgment that she's not that smart, or she doesn't know her material, or she's not prepared. And I'm seeing some hearts here, so I think that people are relating to this. And I have seen this over and over and over again. I come from a corporate background. I spent years doing sales and marketing before I became an entrepreneur. And I worked in male-dominated industries, so I was always presenting in front of men, even out in the field, presidents of companies, all sorts of different environments. Now, if I was delivering this and I was speaking to you all and I was kind of talking like this, and I want you guys to, I want to tell you guys about my ideas on, and I'm not trying to mock anyone, but there's a very big difference from me speaking like this and holding myself up higher and being soft-spoken. Even if the information is coming out of my mouth is the same that I'm talking about how to present yourself, it comes across as being very different. And we oftentimes don't realize how we come across. Videotaping yourself is an excellent way to know how you're coming across in your presentations. Every single one of us could learn how to public speak better. You never know when you're going to be called to stand up, even if you're just at work, to introduce yourself and just say, "Hi, my name is AnnickMagac." Again, if I am in a meeting and I get up and I'm like, "Hi, my name is Annick." You're already making a judgment about me, and that isn't fair to you or to me, because it's not really showing you who I am. So how do you get around that, right? If you are just soft-spoken and that is your nature, how do you get around that, and how can you uplift yourself and command more space, command more positivity, command presence, and be more of a leader, or thought of as a leader? Because these subtleties that we don't really think about actually make a big difference. We just sometimes are not aware of it. So there's a few things that I would recommend, and one recommendation I made to this specific woman was, if she's in a public setting and she's going to be giving this speech and she's going to be talking about policy change in front of people, when we set up a room, and this is really big, and in my book Clear I also talk about this, that your environment is a reflection of your inner self. So if you are speaking or you're setting up any type of meeting, really give a consideration to your room and your setup. So if she's in a public space and she is, say, at the town hall giving a speech, most likely the typical setup would be that she would be at a podium and people would be either seated in front of her in rows like this, or perhaps in like a circle around her. There might be that kind of setup, but she will be separated from the group. So if she's soft-spoken and separated, it's just going to, again, make her seem much smaller and not knowing what she's speaking about. So I recommended to her that when she's speaking, since she is soft-spoken, to get out from behind the podium and actually to walk the audience. So if she's in a public setting, to get down and just walk into the audience, because not only will people be able to hear her better, but if I walk up close to you, I'm going to do this now, and so my voice is back here and I'm talking to you. But if I come up close and I get more into your face, you can see that I'm serious about what I'm talking about. So you can feel that difference, right? So I'm going to sit back and I'm talking, but as I come up forward and I want to tell you that you should understand the point that I'm talking about, you can feel it. You can really feel that difference. And so if you are soft-spoken, that is a great way to overcome it without feeling like you're yelling or that you have to yell to get your point across or to sound authoritative. Okay, so that was my message for this evening. And if anybody has any questions around speaking, let me know.